the San Antonio Spurs. And meshing knowledge and wisdom will be the bill of fare momentarily. And that's after the Hoffman Cooling and Heating Weekend Wrap. Hey, good morning. That was funky. HoffmanHeating.net. HoffmanHeating.net. Your route to a $59 high-end AC performance check from a local standalone company that doesn't gouge and squeeze you for every single penny you have. Need something big? They'll work with your budget better than anybody. HoffmanHeating.net. Good people over there and providers of the Weekend Wrap. And we start like this. I love my country. Yes, I do. I was born in the USA, the red, white, and blue.
Freeman, Leah, Freeman, Kiorena.
This might be one of the best back-to-front team goals this country and this team has ever put together.
Tell me the Friday night appearance that was ballyhooed was just absolutely fantastic. I was thinking about you. I was thinking about the red, white, and blue. Can't exactly remember where it was, but plenty of things to celebrate. And good morning, Mad Producer.
Good morning and cheers, because it was bumping at B52 Burgers and Brew in Invergrove Heights.
Yep.
That was the 4th of 4 for Team USA. Yeah, unbelievable. It's 32 years for the hardcores that have been waiting since we hosted World Cup 94. And just a little bit of how good is this team? What can they do? Some ups and downs, the roller coaster through qualifying. Well, they didn't have to qualify, their hosts, but through matches leading into the tourney.
Well, okay.
And it was the culmination, again, of preparation, elite coaching, an unbelievable debut by Balogun, scoring 2 goals. It's one of the better ways to open up the World Cup in the history of Team USA. It was unbelievable at B52, and it was an incredible match and a way to kick off the tourney for the hosts.
Somebody's excited. Sounds like you had a great time.
Oh, are you? Yes, I absolutely did.
It's a Friday night, good weather. You got your beverage du jour of choice, and USA, we love the red, white, and blue, dominates.
I can't help it. We at the Fan here, home of the Vikings, home of the Wild, home of the Wolves, home of Gopher Sports. I love and adore and root for and sweat my favorite local teams. I am a Rube. I fell in love with the World Cup in the 90s, and this is my favorite sporting event.
That's great.
And for Team USA, who are middling and just trying to get into the knockout rounds, we're talking about expectations. This team is not going to win the World Cup. But the pageantry, the national pride, I'm learning about freaking Curacao, who have a population of 156,000 people. They scored their first goal in the history of the World Cup over the weekend. Those sorts of things are part of what makes this so beautiful to me. But Team USA in particular, they've never had more resources. I don't think they've ever had more talent. And things are setting up for them. They got to go do it on Friday against the Aussies.
Our next game is Friday?
Friday.
Damn, we got to wait a week.
Yeah, Friday at 2 p.m. Dugarel's in Hastings, by the way. 2 p.m. Dugarel's in Hastings. Another watch party. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
2 o'clock in Hastings, though.
2 o'clock in Hastings.
The greatest news fan faithful and dedicated Rube Katie Dempsey ever has received. Nordo's coming down to her neighborhood, Hastings.
I'll see you on Friday, Katie. But again, and I understand it's background fodder and it's a daycare sport for many, but for me, this tournament is awesome. And if you're wondering, hey, what is the best outcome for what I could have seen on Friday? You got pretty close to that.
Yep.
From Team USA. It was awesome.
All right. Last question on the World Cup, then we'll move on. Number 20 for us. The one who scored 2 goals, then got taken out of the game.
Yeah.
Taken out of the game and in controversial fashion, robbed of an opportunity for a hat trick.
Flo Balogun?
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who is he? Where is he from? And holy cow, do we have a good player.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. 24, 25 years old. This has been part of the evolution of Team USA, is finding more players that are competing in clubs overseas. And that's, and frankly, that is a total shot at what you're getting out of Major League Soccer domestically. But young kid, he made his debut. This was his first World Cup match for Team USA. And it may be the best debut. I can't think of another player that started their international career on this stage with 2 goals, leading to part of the 4. Nothing controversial about trying to get him a hat trick in this game. The key is health. Like our best overall player, Christian Pulisic, he took a cleat to the calf. They just subbed him out at halftime. Oh. Just precautionary. We're up 3-0. You're our best player. You're our chief creator and playmaker. Yeah. We need you. You're just going to chill for the second half. Hopefully he's all good for Friday again against Australia. But, no, it's all good. And Balogun, this is how tournaments, this is how stars are born. This is how lives are changed. James Rodriguez, 12 years ago, scores 6-7 goals, wins the Golden Boot as a young kid. Young kids can bring teams on runs if they can finish and score goals. And Balogun, for a team that has been starved of goal-scoring quality over the years, this Balogun cat, read up on him, learn about him. He could be our young star in this tournament. It'd be really cool.
Hey, the Papagana.
Enough World Cup for one day.
The Stanley Cup was hoisted last night, and the Carolina Canes are the champions.
5 seconds away. Played out, and the Carolina Hurricanes are the best team in the NHL. They won the 2026 Stanley Cup. It's yours, Carolina, and it's coming back to North Carolina. The Stanley Cup. We got a passenger on the plane tomorrow, and the Hurricanes are world champions.
Pinch me so I know this is real, and just not the perfect dream. Pinch me so I know this is real.
Yeah, that's the Canes broadcast.
Yeah.
And I know that because I listened to a period and a half last night of the Canes broadcast to hear the utilization of Caniacs. Now, hey, I mean, I work at KFAN, so we've been known to lay on things for decades, centuries, like okay. So therefore, I'm not chiding, I'm not teasing. Their utilization of the word Caniacs when they sensed that they were going to win that game. Caniacs here, Caniacs there, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte. Come on into the Covenant, Caniac. Where are you? I mean, they were all over those Caniacs last night, man. They were having a good time. That sounded fun.
That Vox is pretty good, by the way. He had a little bit of 13-0 to him, a long series, big game, but he's terrific at what he does.
Mick Tocchet at 10, Russo Radio 11, and a hockey talk back in between. They shut out the Golden Knights. Each time Vegas tossed the dice, it came up snake eyes, and they didn't even have $1 on the horn. Second title for Carolina the last 20 years. The goalie Brandon Bussey saved the series for Carolina. Quite the waivers pickup from Florida in October. Wow. Won 31 games in the regular season and saved the show. Brandon Bussey, though. They also traded for Nikolai Ehlers, and that worked. So, covenant claps for the Canes from the state of hockey. That was a job well done. And then there was Saturday night. Hey, in a shocking development, the San Antonio Spurs melted and blew a big lead. Only this time, the Larry O.B. went to New York, and it ain't coming back.
One shot for the championship. He got it! 4-point lead, 7.5 to go. De'Aaron Fox across midcourt with 5. Left wing handoff to Wembanyama with 2. Takes a 3 that he misses too strong. It's happening, Knicks fans. It's happening. It's been 53 years. But for this moment, it was well worth the wait. A playoff run that'll go down in history, and a team that will live forever. Next stop, the Canyon of Heroes. The New York Knicks are NBA champions.
Weekend wrap thanks to Hoffman Cooling and Heating. Hoffman Cooling and Heating, and HoffmanHeating.net. Oh, also the Minnesota Vikings hired Andrew Healy as what's listed as secondary football executive, and some are saying it's a major analytics addition. Healy most recently served as vice president of research and strategy with the Cleveland Browns, where he integrated data and advanced insights into all aspects of football operations. Before the NFL, Mr. Healy was an economics professor at Loyola Marymount and earned a Ph.D. in economics from MIT.
Wow.
We got a smart one.
Nerds in the house. Let's go.
Well, they also hired Trent Kirchner. He joined as another assistant general manager for the Vikings Covenant, bringing deep scouting and personnel expertise. Kirchner worked with Nolan Teasley, the new GM, for 13 years in Seattle, most recently as vice president of player personnel since 2020, overseeing college scouting, pro personnel, roster construction, and player acquisition. He is a Minnesota native and also a former quarterback at St. John's.
Oh, he's a Johnny.
He's a Johnny, and a former Seattle Seahawks intern. Messrs. Kirchner and Healy, congratulations from the Love Covenant. All righty, a few things here. First, good morning. Secondly, T-Wolves talkbacks tied to this title that has taken place for the New York Knickerbockers. So start filling the contraption and filling the contraption with when and how and when. So it's a stray. It's a talker in passing. It's a tip. It's a talker in passing.
It's a little bit of happy hour with Isaac. Hot takes.
Yeah, it's timely. When do we at least get to the NBA Finals, and how? How does said Hal get to the NBA Finals, and when? Free iHeartRadio app, talkbacks, you know the drill, up to 30 seconds. Wolves, when and how. We'll play them back relatively soon. And thirdly, very controversial question that mad producer, Eric Nordquist, producer of 9 to Noon, hit me with before the microphone even was pushed on. Did the better team just lose the NBA Finals?
Oh my gosh.
Hear us when we ask you this. Did the better team just lose the NBA Finals?
Oh my gosh.
More on that momentarily. Jalen Brunson was the most consistently reliable and thus the best player through the 4-1 finals win by the New York Knicks. But San Antonio led all 5 games 72% of the time.
I always love that one.
That's a fat number. They had the lead in all 5 games 72% of the time. Blew a 29-point lead and embarrassed themselves. Blew double-digit leads in every single game.
Every one.
Close but no cigar. The finishing power, the Spurs, the finishing power of Sauce Post Leo.
I always love that one.
Compensated anxiety attacks that would make quarterback Josh Dobbs look like a calm, collected, and calculated slinger of the rock. Did the best team just lose the NBA Finals? The answer is no, because being part of the best, like being associated with that word, that ballyhooed, singular, top-of-the-mountain word, best, is not melting like the games were played in Sheol. Being the best includes poise and attending handling school and leaving with a degree in the ability to handle all adversity that comes your way. The Knicks got their master's from handling school. It for sure was a learning experience for the youthful exuberance of the San Antonio Spurs, and one that promises them absolutely nothing moving forward. Pressure's not for everybody. Wemby, though. P. Fox with us around 11:15 to unpack some of this stuff, and we got them talkbacks. After the game, Victor Wembanyama, beloved Wemby, discussed attending handling school and what led to departing with 4 fat L's.
I think that's compared to anything before. This is the biggest lesson of my life, the biggest learning moment. I can't tell exactly what the lesson is, but we're learning from that for sure. I'm learning more than any other time in my life before.
Well, if you're learning but you can't tell what the lesson is, then truly have you learned? Well, just think about that. I mean, I'm learning. I don't exactly know what the lesson is.
Well, I think the next audio clip that I eventually will play will speak to why he effectively said, I don't know what the lesson is, but we are learning it.
Did the better team lose? Did the better team lose? The one that led the games 72% of the time? Wemby thinks so when he doles out the word domination.
The margin of error is very, very thin. Our domination stints are absolute. We absolutely dominated for most of the series. But our errors, our mistakes are punished so hard that we can't have ups and downs like this so much, you know. The ups are okay. The downs, it's the reason we lost.
I can't speak for everybody else. Certainly can't speak for Matt, producer. But Wemby is becoming a bit of a conundrum for me, where as 9 to Noon has professed, shared, and or preached for quite some time, this is not the covenant where we pretend we can look at somebody's face or look in somebody's eyes and know exactly how they feel or what they're thinking. But when I look in Wemby's eyes and I look at his face and I listen to some of his comments that he's uttered during the course of this series, I'm beginning to think my man's a little entitled. Like,
a little.
Okay, go on, because I'm having trouble explaining it, because he gets that there is one thing about Victor Wembanyama, one of several, but one unique characteristic and trait that I greatly appreciate as somebody who has been blessed enough to do interviews with players, coaches, GMs, and just do like interviews for almost 3 decades, is when Victor Wembanyama is being interviewed following games, 7 out of every 10 answers, he'll get the question like, Victor, Michel-Anne, vous travaillez, non, nous regardons la télévision, pourquoi les deux points arrivent dans une heure? And he will wait 5 to 8 seconds before he answers.
He does.
Take a look. That's smart, because some can say, all right, well, we got a language barrier here. I understand that. But he's very, very intelligent. He's very smart. And he waits so that he doesn't, like some people need to wait 1, 2, 3 beats before they speak so they don't step on their metaphorical tongue. Wemby will wait 5 to 8 seconds to make sure he gives the exact answer he wants to give from his heart. I like that. But he has this low-key, side-winding way he shares his syntax, where when you listen back to it, you're kind of like, do you really say that? Is he? I mean, it's like, was there an entitled feel to that? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Now, I'm going to give more credence to the language gap. I'm going to give more credence to the French kid as he's trying to learn the mannerisms, the way that he communicates. I think it's different.
No doubt.
And I don't think that is part of the entitlement.
And bonjour.
It does require you to listen to some of his answers and just kind of give it a second read or listen and be like,
sir.
Oh, okay. I kind of get where he's going there. I also think that this is a cat that's been reading his own headlines. I think this is a cat who knows he's a unicorn. And I think that at some point when it just got so easy against the Howl and they toppled OKC the way that they did and the way that he did.
Feeling it.
He can't play 40 minutes in a game. He starts doing this. Here are some things that he's going to work around. He works around all of it. He's suspended for a freaking game series, and it just was completely unfazed.
Yeah.
I think this is a cat that believed that they deserved this title. It was kind of as if, we got through OKC. This has got some cakewalk to it against these Knicks.
Yeah.
They're too old to work with our young guns. And I am indeed the unicorn. I am indeed the most unique thing that this league has ever seen, and I'm going to grab that trophy. And it didn't happen, and he's young, and he's petulant, and he's pissed off about it. He's sitting there talking about her errors. He's probably thinking, get De'Aaron Fox off the freaking team. He's probably thinking, hey, the head coach could have called a timeout there in Game 4 and stemmed the tide of that freaking Knicks tidal wave that was coming right in our faces.
Harrison Barnes is my surrogate grandfather. I've grown to love him.
Absolutely. So I think the entitlement stems from the fact that there was a point in the playoffs and for this team throughout the year where things got really, really easy and everything was going their way. And then they met Brunson. And then they met, by the way, Brunson MVP. You could easily, I think, make the argument that Ochai Anunoby deserved some conversation in terms of the MVP quality that he provided this series. So he ran into a brick wall, doesn't know how to handle it. He's a young kid who thought this was going to be easy. And now he's got to come back. And I think that's a tough transition period. So there's the standoffishness, maybe the culture and language gap that exists. But I think he thought he thought highly enough of himself that he was going to carry this thing, and he couldn't do it. So that's what we're looking at when we look at Wemby. And I saw it on social media. You know, is he becoming a villain? Wemby's awesome. I mean, I don't come out of this like, oh, Wemby's a guy that I can't root for. Wemby's a jerk. Wemby's a kid, man. And Wemby is the most
villainous, or what are the allegations about?
Well, I thought throughout
potentially villainous.
Well, I saw it throughout the series where, again, people reading into how he says things, reading into what he says, how he handles losses. There were also a couple instances in the finals series where there was the argument made that he got away with a couple of clear flagrant fouls. And so then there's the league doesn't want to suspend him for a game in the finals. So they looked the other way on a couple of obvious flagrants that if he would have been called for them, he would have had to sit a game. And so just the way that he has comported himself over the course of the finals, people were starting to get bored with it. So, but I don't look at him as a villain. I just look at him as a kid that you heard that learning. I don't know what the lesson is. The lesson is you guys got to come back more mature and ready to handle big spots next time around.
Allegations of flagrant fouls aside, he looked shocked as he was chatting with the media. In my opinion, he had that entitled feel with some of his answers, like paraphrasing, quote, yeah, they won the championship, but you're a moron if you don't think we were the better team, end quote. Just kind of had that feel to it.
It did.
The Knicks were poised. The Spurs, paranoid. New York repped the concrete jungle. The Spurs, the Riverwalk bungle. So question for all of you if you're so inclined. You can include this in the talkbacks if you're interested. Wild gets center stage with the Stanley Cup final starting at 10 with Mick Tocchet. The Anthony Edwards. Can our alpha be everything Knicks alpha Jalen Brunson just represented? The alpha dog, as in DAWG. The alpha dog. Anthony Edwards is the second greatest dog in the history of the Minnesota Timberwolves behind Kevin Garnett. Does Anthony have the overall makeup to win games the way we just saw Jalen Brunson win games? Talkbacks.
Ooh.
Does our alpha have the overall skill set, demeanor, and poise and maturity to carry a team to a title? And with the NBA Finals, even just getting there for the Timberwolves, when and how and when? How do they get there and when? We'll start running the talkbacks coming up here soon around the corner. All of that is courtesy of TimberTech and TimberTech.com. That's part of the What's on Deck 9 to noon. And if you need a deck, please consider TimberTech and TimberTech.com. And the composite decking that comes with an unprecedented warranty. TimberTech.com. Nordo produces, and I'm Paul Allen. Good morning. This is FM 100.3 KFAN.
This is 9 to noon on the Fan.
Hey, PA, it's Phil from Como. Just wanted to weigh in on the Wolves talk here. Anthony Edwards, man, he's so special. He's great, but this season just shows that he doesn't have that grit, that dog in him to really power through and do a comeback from a down 31 point. I think very few people in the NBA have that, but that's the next level that the Wolves need. Plus, we need that point guard action. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Thanks for using the talkbacks of the free iHeartRadio app. FIA, Fairness and Anthony Edwards Act. I mean, he missed games in the postseason, so he gets grace from me in the postseason with what he pushed through from an injury standpoint.
Yeah,
and the loss of DiVincenzo didn't help, but nevertheless, say Ant is 10 of 10, like Brunson was 10 of 10, and Jalen Brunson, now he's a point guard, so he's going to handle the ball purportedly more than Anthony, but the way. The calm nature of Jalen Brunson, who got fouled many times, doesn't go to squawking about it too much, just kind of keeps himself nice and chill and in the moment, and he has alpha dog to him. And he lifted in 1-2 OG Anunoby's 1A, he lifted the New York Knicks to an NBA championship.
If back watching when we traded for DiVincenzo and just that previous series, Brunson, you had DiVincenzo playing guard for a big stretch of that. I can't remember. I think they lost to the Pacers in the playoffs. It was like a 6 or 7 game series. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, Pacers went to the finals.
But we were talking about Brunson at that point in time, taking a ton of fouls and freaking the bleep out. The way that we would, Cat waving his arms and flailing and foul, and doing those sorts of things. The same mannerisms from Jalen Brunson, even just a couple years ago, where he's drawing super minimal contact and then losing his mind and begging for fouls. An interesting evolution of Cat that we watched down the stretch and through the postseason. I would say that's a growth step for Jalen Brunson as well.
Yeah.
Because he was absolutely an alpha that drilled through contact, fought his way to the rim, and fought his way to the right spots for shots. Not flailing and freaking out over fouls. It was like the entire Knicks team got a memo and just changed that whole perspective.
A couple of things here. Before we pause and then take talkbacks en masse. It's 9:33. Good morning. It's 9 to noon on KFAN.
Good morning.
I'm looking at actor Ben Stiller's The Bomb. I mean, he's silver screen immortality. So this ain't no shot at like who he is or what he's done. He's holding the Larry O'Brien Trophy. FISLA, Fairness and Spike Lee Act. All right? This is Fairness and Spike Lee Act.
Yeah.
Spike Lee was there. Spike Lee was there and courtside in the 95 playoffs when Indiana Pacer Reggie Miller was scoring 8 points in 8 seconds and all right in front of poor Spike, and Reggie let him hear about it. 95 playoffs. Old schoolers know what I mean. He scored 8 points in 8.5 seconds. The Pacers had no shot. Reggie gave them a shot. Let Spike know about it because Spike had been courtside as OG Knicks fan, giving it to Reggie all series. So congrats. And with respect to the Johnny Newman come lately ensemble of A-listers with the cash and capital to be seen, give Spike Lee a fist bump. He's OG Knicks fan, and I feel good for the Rube in him right now.
Yeah.
I can't find anything on social media with Spike Lee holding the Larry O.B., but there's Ben Stiller. So, honestly, he's been a courtside OG Knicks fan since at least 95.
Yeah, Spike Lee, I hope Spike Lee's a part of the parade or something. Did you follow that at all? I mean, you're not really pop culture, variety section guy. Neither am I.
Surprise you sometimes.
But over the course of the finals, it was almost like there was some gatekeeping.
Yeah.
Like, how long has Timothy Chalamet been a Knicks fan?
Yeah, and where can I get the Stevie Nicks shirts that I never ever want to buy?
Yeah, and then somebody's online trying to find like an old Facebook photo of Taylor Swift wearing a Knicks jersey at some point. And trying to connect the dots, right? Like,
yeah.
I know Spike Lee. I remember, Larry David and the Seinfelds of the world.
Yeah.
But what about Ben Stiller?
Right.
Does he have season tickets, or does he just go, what about John McEnroe?
Yeah. Now Johnny Mac, I
think he's OG Knicks fan too.
Yeah, he's from Queens. And he's one of my all-time favorite athletes in any sport at any time. I played tennis for 15 years, man. I wore a Sergio Tacchini.
Oh, wow. Let's go.
Oh, great. I wore
Skull stories.
A big Christmas gift one year, might have been 1982, a Sergio Tacchini sweatsuit from my late mom, Shirley, when I lived in Washington, D.C.
Oh, come on.
So I could look like Johnny Mac.
Did you feather that hair?
I love that one.
Feathered hair. Tried to do my right-handed serve the same way he did his left-handed serve, where you're like you're parallel with the baseline. Well, John McEnroe he's also Knicks fan immortality.
Yes.
But this is FISLA. This is Fairness and Spike Lee Act. I mean, Ben Stiller this, Chalamet that, and Taylor Swift this. Spike Lee is this, that, and the other.
All of it.
He's all of it as OG Knicks fan. I can't find him holding the Larry O.B.
Is there, I don't know where your mentality is at with this, but, typically celebrating or supporting a big city, big market championship. When the Yankees win the World Series.
I like it.
I'm not sitting around clapping about it. Like, it's so cool to see Aaron Judge and the Yanks hoisting the trophy. There's something different about the Knicks, though, where
I don't mind it.
I'm kind of down with it. I'm just fine that the Knicks ended a 53-year drought.
I don't care enough about baseball anymore to get all wound up.
Right.
I mean, hey, if the Dodgers are in the World Series, there are one of two ways to do it. If you just are a sports snob, like the snobbery that makes up 9 to noon, snobbery in that we like to be, we do this so much, we talk about so much, we read and see so much and have done it so long that the sports snobbery in an individual means you just want to be entertained.
Right.
You want to see something that is otherworldly or entertaining. So, like, say the LA Dodgers or the New York Yankees, but the Dodgers are on vogue with this topic now. It's when they're in the World Series, you can choose not to watch it because there's no salary cap in baseball, and they can buy Kyle Tucker whenever they want to buy Kyle Tucker.
Yep.
Okay, that sucks. I mean, if you're a Twins fan, a Rays fan, an Athletics fan, a Royals fan, or all these certain markets that don't necessarily have the same TV type deal. Although, see, that bugs me. I mean, if we were to get into Abyss Radio, I'd never go down this road, but I know it matters. But I think it's so stupid that the amount of money you house in your TV deal dictates whether you get Kyle Tucker or not.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's part of the bid, and certain markets can pay more money. I mean, it takes me 15 minutes sometimes to find 1261 on Comcast.
I always love that.
I'm just kidding. But with the Dodgers, okay, I'm not going to watch it because they have no salary cap. It's a fixed race, and the big market and Magic Johnson get whomever they want whenever they want. Okay. Or you can watch it and be like, hey, Shohei's for the sports snob. Mookie's for the sports snob.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman was for the sports snobbery when he played in Atlanta. Kyle Tucker, who knew? He hit it that far.
Yeah.
Wow, there are 2 Max Muncies, and the better one plays at Chavez Ravine. Will Smith is kind of the bomb. Yamamoto, the second best pitcher they have, he's kind of the bomb. So you appreciate the greatness they have, and I'm kind of like that when it comes to the Yankees. I don't care if the Yankees win the World Series.
I don't care
about
it anymore.
The Knicks winning the title. Yeah, I think that's cool.
No, I think it's really cool
for that arena, for that fan base, for the concrete jungle. When they had cameras and like, look at the Knicks fan celebration in Astoria, Queens. Look at the Knicks fan celebration in Jamaica, Queens.
Yep.
Look at the Knicks fan celebration all the way up in Elmont. There were like 7 of them. There were like 15, 20,000 people at each one. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
So the happiness they were experiencing, It grates a little bit because when and how and when.
Sure.
When and how and when.
Yeah.
Timberwolves, Wild, Vikings.
We want that.
When and how and when.
But I was thinking about it over the course, and I'm with you. You know, I'll watch the Dodgers win the next 5 World Series and appreciate Ohtani, while also going, could we kind of try and level the scale here a little bit within the construct of the league?
I just don't follow it as closely as I used. I follow it very closely. I just don't go out of my way to watch it as much as I used to. And it's not really, it's, okay, we got the pitch count. Now we got the guy on second in the 10th inning. We're trying to speed things up. Now we got the automated strike thing.
Yeah.
All right, whatever, cool. You're making plays. You're making moves. I like baseball. I just don't take it as seriously, or I don't take it as seriously as I used to because of everything we just discussed.
Yeah, with you. And
I love baseball,
but
man.
from the cornfield's perspective, right? Like the evil empire of the Yankees and ousting us in the postseason, like that kind of vitriol towards the perceived big brother or the perceived giant.
Right.
It's like all these celebs at the Knicks game. I don't care if they were lifelong fans. I don't care if they just spent $50,000 on a ticket to be there and be part of the vibe. I don't care. I'm thinking about like the third shift machinist who lives in the Lower East Side that's been wearing Knicks jerseys to work for the last 25 years.
Yeah.
The guys that have sweat and bled, the guy that picks up garbage that is a lifelong Knicks fan. These guys, I hope they're partying all freaking summer and soaking this in New York City. That's unbelievable. And 53 years. And we're watching kind of, again, as Minnesota sports fans, we're watching something happen in New York that we are very much pining for. And
in closing for this segment, then Talkback's next segment, is the Talkback situation higher on quantity or quality?
It's always going to be higher on quantity than quality, but we have some good ones to sink our teeth into. Absolutely.
Okay, so we have a segment's worth?
Yes, we do.
Permit me to fly through what I've written here because I do want to get it out. Again, this is from the heart. This is, it's not like bang your fist down, I'm all mad and everything. It's just every single year. This is a time of the year. I do this every single year, and it bugs me every single year. Let's call this let's call this segment or this part of the segment for about 90 seconds, knowledge and wisdom. The Spurs took the game plan knowledge of what it took to beat the Knicks, but lacked the wisdom to close them out. Having knowledge is one thing. What you do with that knowledge when it comes to the wisdom portion of the equation, that's clearly another for these youngsters. It's not wise to just leave the court after a season-ending loss and not at least fist bump the cats who just beat you. This bugs me so much. It's childish. Wemby, Castle, and others just leaving the court and failing to acknowledge those who beat you. Again, the NHL, hockey, outclasses the NBA with the handshake line, which remains the classiest piece of closure to any sports season. So immersed in your own sorrow, you can't even muster a fist bump for the adversary? I'm not a fan, and it happens in the NBA all the time. You think Vegas at home, you think those Stanley Cup losers like standing or kneeling on the ice for 5 to 10 minutes, watching the winners embrace, cajole, and celebrate? Absolutely not. But they do. Then they shake hands. Then they book flights for Turks and Caicos. But they wait until the winners are ready because it's about their otherworldly accomplishment and not you and the losing ways of the defeated. This is a yearly bent 9 to noon. Shoot. Clomp in during the hugging and celebrating and hold a fist out and say, good job. And then just leave. And I'm far from the prudish Vox who, quote, didn't you all watch Barry Sanders? No happiness after a touchdown. Just toss the ball to the ref and get back to the sideline, young man, end quote. That's not me. This is about closure and letting somebody know you respect them and the hard work they put in. You got beat. Plenty of offseason to act the child. Tell somebody good job after they climb to the top. Take a cue from the NHL.
The Fan.
How do the Wolves make the finals? They got to get rid of Finchie. I know you guys love him, but he's just not the coach that will lead us to the promised land. We also need some more dynamic scoring. We need a number 2 who doesn't disappear every playoffs. And we need a little bit more size and girth and rebounding from our big men.
I appreciate the talk back.
Thanks.
Thank you. That's a lot. I mean, I'd love you to call back and leave a talk back, specifically with the Finch portion of the equation that includes some context, which is like reason 6. I'm embracing talkbacks, but I still really don't prefer them over the give and take of phone calls. But nevertheless, that's what we're doing, because you got 30 seconds and it's really difficult to get in layered or layer up your context for what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be like, Harrison Barnes sucks. De'Aaron Fox blew that one game. It's embarrassing to blow a 29-point lead, and I think 6 players need to leave the team, and they need to bring in 5 and elevate Luke Cornett. Well, that's a lot. That's just a lot that doesn't have any context to it, so I don't really know what to say. I mean, okay, fire Finch, why? When it comes to bringing in new players, I'm a fan of that. I was not a fan of Julius Randle skipping out at the end of the season. And this is not a secret, but the players care what the fans think when a lot of players in all sports are getting praised on social media. But when it comes to like what the fans truly care about in a difficult situation, like getting bounced from the NBA playoffs, the lack of recognition or realization that the media is your friend in that it's a conduit to the public.
Yeah.
So that gives you an opportunity, if you cared, to shape the environment the way you want to shape the environment.
Right.
If you just skip out, the environment has been shaped for you.
That also gets back to the Wemby talker in terms of a maturity moment for him will be how he addresses some of these questions to maybe help, alter or help control the perception around him, whatever that may be.
Well, when and how, that's the bit. And we got time for a few more here. Might do it again tomorrow. How did the Timberwolves get to the NBA Finals, and when do you think it's going to happen? When it comes to the learning aspect for the San Antonio Spurs, and Victor Wembanyama talked about it on 9 to Noon about 40 minutes ago with a quote he had after getting bounced by the New York Knicks. Well, Wemby's 22. Stephon Castle's 22. Devin Vassell is 25. Dylan Harper is 20 years old. De'Aaron Fox has become nothing special. I mean, he's good. Quite honestly, I wouldn't mind having him as the point guard for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Why? Because he's younger than Mike Conley and he knows how to run the point. But De'Aaron Fox, he didn't really steal any shows the positive way in the NBA Finals. Harrison Barnes is all done.
Yeah.
Keldon Johnson, as mentioned 9 to Noon, may be the worst 6th man of the year winner ever. He was the 8th man in the NBA Finals behind Harper and whomever, all NBA Finals. Mitch Johnson needed the series too.
Oh, Keldon Johnson.
But yeah, I probably should have followed it more closely. I thought you guys were joking when you were talking about the 3 candidates to win 6th man of the year.
It's crazy.
And then Parker was like, well, no, Keldon won it.
Yeah.
I'm like, Keldon Johnson?
I can't believe it. And even LFL raised as we are, I did not see that. What was it? Jaime Jaquez. And I mean, it was
the worst 6-man race in the history of the NBA.
Called a low rated race, certainly.
Mitch Johnson needed the series, blowing winnable leads. Every game you lost absolutely has something to do with a super new coach versus an OG Mike Brown. Okay, so he'll learn. They all should learn. They all should be better. But simply because they're young and they had the lead 72% of the entire series and kept choking away leads, they'll get better, they'll get stronger, they'll get faster, they'll get more cohesive. Eventually, they'll lose players because they'll need too much money and they'll be cap-strapped. But nevertheless, for the immediacy of the future, sure, it's all right in front of you. But there's no promise that you're going to get by somebody simply because you've gained more experience. It's a fascinating team, no doubt.
It is. And this is a team, by the way, you mentioned that 72% number. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see what it was specifically in the first half, because a lot of those double-digit leads that they were amassing, specifically in the first quarter, I mean, those kids jumped out of the freaking gates every single game and put it on them, and it was kind of maybe the story of the learning experience for them, the savviness of the vets in New York, was that the Knicks knew how to manage moments. And the kids, it's like, again, we thought this was going to be easy, and we got all that speed. We got all that right out of the gate, right?
You can't run with me, dog.
No. And Brunson and company are just chilling back. All right, you tire yourself out, big boy, and we'll see you in late third quarter. And just every game almost had that same cadence, and it was, just again, the kids versus the Grizzly vets.
And by the way, following the McTockett segment, which is 5 to 9 minutes away, same talker for the Wild with a 15, 20-minute segment. How and when and how. How did they get to the Stanley Cup final and when? So start filling the talkback contraption with those. Let's pay off a couple more T-Wolves talkbacks.
Good morning, fellas. I think we give the T-Wolves 3 to 5 year window to get the job done. They're still fairly young. They got a rising superstar in Anthony Edwards that just keeps continuing to improve his game every year. But with that said, Dante is going to be out for probably all of the next year.
Oh, damn.
And if not, he'll be back in the playoffs. So I think we need a true number one that can distribute the ball and facilitate. And then when Dante is back, he can come off the bench behind Ant and really get the bench rolling.
I'm digging that. I like how you laid that out. I guess I'd forgotten about that. When the DiVincenzo injury took place. Damn, man, he's going to miss like most of the season?
Yeah, he is. And potentially, well, I guess Halliburton was kind of on that same schedule, a little bit later into the summer, but still. Here's one on Wemby.
Basketball is a game of streaks, and Wemby is mistaking their positive streaks with domination while ignoring their negative streaks. The better team won 4-1.
I like that. You laid it out in very nuts and bolts fashion and very pragmatically. How about another?
Good morning, Paul. Dennis in Southwest Minnesota. Your question on Edwards. Yes, he can be that person long as we have a healthy team and good support. Healthy teams win championships. That's what I believe. Have a great day, you guys.
Have a good day, bud. Thanks for the talk back. One more.
Hey, this is Carol in Mesa, Arizona.
Oh, hi, Carol.
I listen to you guys every day on my way to work as an elementary principal. Huge Wolves fan. Absolutely, Anthony Edwards can lead our team as Jalen Brunson did. We do need a point guard to support him. Have a great day.
Go ahead. Hey.
Yeah, have a great day at school, Carol.
Carol or Carolyn?
I thought it was just Carol.
Carol, thanks for listening to 9 to Noon from afar. That was a very sweet and very poignant talkback. But please text 64686 when you're listening, so we know when to clean up our language.
Yeah, I always love that one.
We segue to hockey next.
You're listening live to